Everyone a man meets knows him with a different face, for only the man knows his most truthful one. I wrote that because it's true. People don't know you. The real question is, do you know you? Now that's why it's important to be an introspective person, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So I'm sure if you've clicked on this video, you're smart enough to know that every person you've ever met sees you with a different version of you, right? Your parents see one face, your friends see another face, and the person you love, they can see something else entirely. But here's that same question. Do you even know who you really are? So that as a whole is introspection. It's not just figuring out who you are, but it's just thinking deeper on a more emotional and philosophical level about your brain. And most people do tend to avoid it. It's turning the mind inward, looking at parts of yourself that usually aren't there, the fears, the attachments, the desires you pretend aren't there, basically stuff you ignore just to help yourself sleep at night. And that brings me back to that quote that we opened the video with. Everyone a man meets knows him with a different face, and that is entirely true because you hide stuff and use different stuff with different people according on your different groups, and that's fine. That is what humans do. But you also need to know who you are, because once again, for only the man knows his most truthful face. And that is very true. You only know your most truthful face. Or do you? And most people do avoid introspection, and they tend to not be an introspective person. Because here's the simple truth. People avoid introspection because they're scared of what they'll find. It's easier to distract yourself than admit you're hurt, jealous, or attached, or lost. And we cling to lies because they're comfortable, and introspection removes the comfort, and it leaves you with reality of what you really think and what you really feel. And being an introspective person is really important so that you can start to realize what your real motives of a situation are. You might find yourself just being a zombie, being an NPC, like I like to say, just a background character. And when you start really thinking about things on a deeper level and seeing the facades that everyone puts on, you start to notice what your real motives are in a situation, and you can really achieve your goals better. And you start to notice your patterns and other patterns in the world around you. I mean, why do you always want that specific type of girl? Why do you always repeat the same mistakes? You're going to start to notice these things, and it's going to make you a better person and a happier person when you start to utilize it. And being introspective helps you notice your weaknesses. When you start to think deeper about who you are and why you're doing something, you're going to notice maybe I was in the wrong. Maybe that's a weakness of mine, and you're going to start going and evolving around that, and you're going to evolve and adapt to the weaknesses and to the mistakes that you make. And thinking introspectively is like meeting yourself for the first time. We've all imagined ourselves going back in time and helping ourselves with something that we might have regretted. Well, introspection is very similar to that in my eyes. It's like talking to yourself and thinking to yourself in the third person. It helps you see other perspectives, and perspective is a huge point that I'm trying to make right now. Viewing other perspectives is what's going to help you evolve and be better as a person, and be happier as a person, in my opinion. And here's the thing people don't get. Right, introspection isn't weakness, it's power. When you know yourself, no one can manipulate you, no one can guilt trip you, no one can gaslight you, no one can control you with attention or affection because you know what you want. You become someone who understands his own mind, and that is rare. And to start thinking introspectively, all you need is just honesty with yourself. Thinking about who you are and why you are. That's all being introspective is, and I think more people need to start thinking about themselves in that way instead of just going on like a zombie, going on with the facade, going on with all the faces. You can be more honest, and you can be way happier if you just think about who you are and why you are. And I'm just going to end the video saying, if you don't take time to understand yourself, the world will define you. Your friends will define you, the girl you like will define you, even strangers will define you. Introspection is how you take yourself back. Most people run from themselves. Don't be one of them. If you don't define you, the world will.